Okay, let's actually start seated with the hands out and up. The thumb is pulling back. Then we'll tap the fingertips to the shoulders, and as we open, we flex the fingertips down. Just do 5 of those. Try to extend the elbows fully. You should feel at the end when you flex the fingers towards the floor, a little stretch on your forearms. Now you can relax the left hand. We will flex the right hand down and gaze over to the other side, left ear to the left shoulder. Bring it back 2 more times. Flex the wrist, then left ear to the left shoulder. Only go as far as it feels good. That's a nerve stretch, so it might feel intense. And last one. Relax the right hand. We do the same on the left, fingertips to the shoulder. Flex the hand away, right ear to the right shoulder. 2 more. Nice. Then let's get the hands to the front, fingers spread wide. Give me 3 big circles. Try to bring the fingers towards your forearm on the way down and really open them out to the side as you rotate them up. Same the other direction. Keep the fingers flexed. We'll point and flex the fingers 3 times. And then connect the back of the hands. 3 big circles each direction. And then we'll come with the fingers facing towards the hips. Give me 3 big shoulder circles back. The shoulders want to open the collarbone as they draw back into the back body. Stay with the collarbones open, dip 1 elbow at a time. Also keep the chest lifted here. And let's roll all the way down to the floor. Lift the hips up, hands next to your body. See if you can just crunch underneath your sports bra to feel the ribs going down and in, but keep the back of the thighs and hips lifted at the same time. And bring the hips all the way down. Lift the shoulders and tap from right to left. Thinking of shortening the ribs to the hips. And take momentum behind the legs. Come into a seated position. We'll start with a pike position, legs all the way together. If you need to bend your legs, that's totally fine. Your hands are on the height of the shoulders, and I want you to think about that same part that you felt in the shoulder bridge, like the back ribs pushing back and lengthening the back. So it's only the ribs moving. You don't want to like round the upper back. So the shoulders keep pulling back, and it's just a tiny bit of the feeling that someone kind of punches you in the belly. And then just relax into your pike for a few breaths. Roll it back up. We'll open the feet a little wider than hip width apart. Now I want you to interlace the hands behind the head with the elbows wide. Imagine you have a plate of weight behind your back, and you're thinking to lead with the chest forward and bringing it back. So here my body wants to kind of collapse with the elbows down and round the chest, but I'm going to use the elbow widening to keep moving with the chest forward. Just 3 of those. And then again, you can release the hands, just fold to the inside of your legs, drop everything, take 3 deep breaths. And then we open the feet in a straddle that's comfortable. I like to do that with a block that I'm sliding forward. If you don't have one, you can also do it on the fingertips. Now we want to go a bit lower to the belly button. So as we're sliding forward, you have to go more back. As we're sliding forward, we're thinking of lifting the navel into the spine as we're lengthening. And then on the way out, we also want to pull the block towards us. Give me 5 of those. Try to really feel the lower abs, the belly button. And the last one, you can stay in any position that's comfortable in your seated straddle. Now thinking about the belly button moving into the spine, the chest moving down towards the floor. Bring it all the way back up. Come standing. If you have a wall, we'll go to the wall. I want to do this like active pec stretch. So most of you know the elbow is in one line with the shoulder. Before we go anywhere, try to rotate the shoulder blade down and back. And with the hip facing forward, try to hover your arm and release just 3 times. Hover your arm away from the wall, release. Last one. And then you can sink into the stretch. For 3 deep breaths here as well. Still thinking about the shoulder blade moving down and back. And then we switch other side. Find your alignment. Go as close to the wall as you are able to actively hover the shoulder or the elbow away from the wall. I'm really getting almost a cramp underneath my shoulder blade. And after 3, you can just sink into the stretch. Usually your body also allows you to go much deeper after the activation. Release. Keep standing. Get the feet out wide, arms up, and sit down with your hips on in one line with the knees. Now open and close the hands for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it all the way back up. Now again to your wall, come onto your toes, get the knees together. And here we also want to separate the shoulder blades and move down with the chest. Separate the shoulder blades, move down with the chest. Give me 3 of those, kind of drag yourself back up, separate, and let the chest sink down. Stay balanced on your tippy toes. And on the last one, stay for a couple breaths, squeeze the knees together. See if your neck is happy. Release, shake it out. Now, come back to either tabletop or plank, whatever helps you to feel the shoulder engagement. I'm just gonna repeat it again, but we want to create the shoulders going down the back, and we want to pull either the knees or the toes towards the front and the front towards the back to feel this whole body engagement. So now if you stay there for 5 to 10 seconds, and then that's nice. Nice. Really nice. Then get the back of the hands next to the knees. Wiggle your fingers for a moment, go into the opposite direction of your hands. And let's see if I have enough space here. I'm gonna put my block under my hips, pushing the hands into the wall. And I want to actively push my shoulders open and come down just 3 times. Like wrap the shoulders, think of the chest going to the ceiling and down. Even if you don't lift so much from the floor right now, it's about really finding that activation from the shoulder blade moving down and then helping the back of the shoulder to open the front. A quite interesting push, but that's the push you need in your handstand that comes more from the back of the shoulders and allows our shoulders to be open in a good position. Nice. Nice. You should also feel when the shoulders push here, it's a bit easier to connect to the ribs. At least that's what I feel. If I'm pushing here and trying to go under, it automatically arches me. But with the rep position, it's easier to keep my core. Um, yeah. I want to repeat one thing that we've also done, I think, last Friday to just create a bit more awareness in the ribs. So feet are hip width apart, your back is on the wall. I want you to connect the back ribs to the wall so there's no space. And then I want you to go only as much forward as this part till under the bra stays on the wall. And then come back up. Keep the connection with the back ribs to the wall. We just do 3. You can use your exhale to go down. Really using the breath also to help you moving the ribs back. Nice. Now try to keep that in your body as you do your first handstand and use your breath to breathe into that part after kicking up. So just do a few handstands to arrive, finding your straight line today. Any entry that you like. Take it nice and slow. And that nice chest under feeling that you felt in the drill. Really nice, Josie. Looks great, cloudy. Nice. Shoulders looked really good. Nice shoulder position, Nina. Maybe you can break it into pieces that you find your kick up and find your balance, and then take a breath to observe where your chest is and your shoulder position in relation. And then if you feel the ribs breathing into the back body, seeing how these two things relate to each other. And I should do what tiny challenge for your straight handstand before we move to the next exercise. You'll find your straight line, you keep the knees together and you drop one heel at a time, imagining you're kicking your own butt and feeling like a stretch in the front of the quad. It's really not more like less. Kind of dropping the heel down wherever it lands is fine. You don't have to pull it down, but making a little bit of um, friend or being comfortable with having your legs behind your line. The hip nice and open in the front. Nice. Very nice. You're all doing it at the same time. Beautiful. Very nice. Hey, we'll go to a little drill first. How much here? When we're doing our stack position, I really want you in the standing position to feel that back leg. The front leg is not actually that important because the back leg will connect us to our straight line. And now I want you to play with looking to the hands and looking down to the knee. Move your head as slow as you can maintain the balance on your foot. And you do the same on the other side. It's actually similar on hands, um, like in standing. If you move slow enough, your body can always adjust the balance. We move very fast and we're not sure about what we're doing. It's hard to find the balance. Nice. Really good connection to the inside of the thighs. Also helps you in the balance on the feet. And observe how much that back leg is working in that standing position. So when you are in your stack position, in your handstand, find a comfortable position first. Then I want to feel the back of my leg, and then I can play with bringing my head in and out, or just whoop, relaxing it instead of bringing it all the way in. You can also just drop it and have it neutral. If it feels comfortable, bring the head all the way in. Move as slow as you did in standing. Try to also slowly bring it down back to the position you started in. The hardest part is to not change anything except for the head. Nice. Super good focus. Yes. And I find in my own practice, it's more when I'm freaking out that I changed my head, that I start overbalancing instead of trying to breathe and stay calm and just moving the head in or dropping the head. So maybe observe that, try it on both sides, get comfortable with taking the neck and the traps out of your handstand. Even if it's just 1 second, you move the head, try to connect to your breath again. Very nice alignment, everyone. Nice. One more time. Always want to try to find a shape that you're already quite comfortable in. To start doing these head isolations. And stack. So you'll be quite comfortable to do it. Connect to that top leg holding you up and back. Nice. Very nice. Oh, do a little drill. I basically just want to go from our lunge into a half split, but a half split that's more active. So I want to keep my hands in one line with the shoulders. As I go up, you can bring them in one line with the shoulders overhead. 3 on each leg is totally fine. I really want you to feel lengthening either to the ceiling or to the front as you're moving underneath your hips. Imagine your legs are on train tracks, so you maintain the balance point in the middle. Nice. Straighten the arms all the way. Looks good in the lower back. Very tempting to shorten the lower back in these transitions, especially in the high lunge position. Our body wants to bend in the lower back, and we want to not shorten that part. Now we'll switch from our stack position. The back leg bends and the front leg stays straight. And depending where your stack is, don't change anything. Just straighten the leg wherever it lands and the back heel drops. So see how nothing moves in my hip. It's just the back leg bends, the front leg straightens. That's all you have to do. Try it on both sides. And focus on keeping shoulders and hips in the exact same place. And a good starting position where you feel the center of your hands. Nice. Very good. As soon as you feel your hips are going somewhere else, maybe just reset. Take a little break. Try again. It's more useful to have quality in your movement. Your body will learn a lot more. Nice, Cloudy. You can really drop the front leg a little more, Nina. Use your compression. Yes, make it comfortable there. Beautiful. Try to get comfortable with that foundation. I think all the leg shapes and everything that we're doing now, you slowly probably feel that the legs really don't matter. If your foundation is strong, your legs can do anything. If you're at that point in your practice where you feel very confident in your foundation. I want to work a bit on tuck. I have a terrible drill to work on this lower part of the tuck. You want to put your blocks sideways so you can basically force your body to arch. A bit low. So you want to create that nice open shoulder position. When I'm here, my lower back wants to arch, but of course in a tuck we don't want that. So we're trying to keep the shoulders open and finding this like scooping from the tailbone with a relaxed belly to bring our legs into the tuck. And then you can kind of let go of it and try to just move the back ribs back and scoop the pelvis from underneath to create that nice long lower back. If you can just find that activation from the lower ribs. Your lower back should feel twice as long after that rounding. I mean, at least for me, it feels like a rounding, but from the outside, it looks straight. It's because of my natural lumbar spine is more curved when I walk around. Keep the knees together to use your deep core as well. Nice. So let's try that in our tuck position as well. However you want to get in. First thing I want to check is, do my shoulders feel front, or can I push them more under and have my armpits nice and open? And then the second thing is I want to find that length in the lower back by bringing the ribs back. Third thing, I can bring my head all the way in or just neutralizing the head. Either of these three things, but everyone check on that opening and see if you can create the length with the lower back. It never should feel like you're pulling your knees down into your chest. It's more like you fell on the floor, the tailbone kind of scoops under and the ribs move back, and that's why your lower back lengthens. Nice. Really good shoulder position. Yes. Nice long lower backs. Good. Really good. Nice, Josie. Take your time. That looks really good with the shoulders. Nice. Yes. Nice. And when you relax the head and neck or bring the head in, your lower back also gets a lot longer. Looks really nice, Nina and Cloudy. That's really good. You need like a little puppy pose in between also, to stretch out your shoulders. Feel free to do that. Yes, nice, Josie. Keep the shoulders there. Super good. Nice. Let the back ribs fall a tiny bit more back, Cloudy. Work with the ribs more than the legs. Nice. Try to focus on maintaining the breath. Beautiful, Josie. Nice, Nina. Nice. I'm really happy with the shoulder and hip position. The lower back looks nice and long. Okay. If you want to try, you can also do this with the head in. I'm just gonna show it with the head normal for now, but going from your stack into your tuck, moving the stack up on the other side. Doesn't go all the way to straight. Just in the same concept that we're working or that we've been working in the beginning, like focus on having that good foundation. I don't care how low the legs go. I don't care how fast you do it. I really care that you keep the same shoulder and hip position and that you feel good in your foundation. With the extra challenge, bring the head all the way in. Let's see if your inner thighs are connecting so the deep core is helping you. Nice. Move slow, feel where you are in space. Nice. Very nice. Yeah, it's good. Nice. Nothing moved in the hips and shoulders. Really nice. Okay, let's take a little puppy pose for our shoulders. The hands on the wall and the legs a little wider, actually. So you have the chance to sink a little bit deeper in the chest. If it feels okay, you can also work between bending and straightening out the legs, but not dumping the weight in the lower back. So always navel into the spine. Just lean in and out of the wall a few times. And then give yourself a moment to hang in a straddle forward fold. Maybe interlacing both elbows. Thinking of the same concept here, letting the navel fall into the lower back, that you have enough space to come close to your thighs. And then we'll do, to warm up, just a straddle handstand, however you want to get in, however you want to adjust it. Maybe you want to do what we did just standing, bending and extending the legs. Maybe you want to bring the head in. However, you want to do your first straddle today. Let's do a few before we move on to the chair exercise. Nice. It's really good, Josie. Nice. Tiny bit more ribs, Claudia. Yes. Nice. Nina. Super nice. I like the calmness in all of your handstands this morning. Feels really grounded in your hands. I hope no one is holding on to the floor. Okay, we do a little stretch before we do it on our hands. So if you have some higher surface where you can put your leg, use your arms overhead. Think of the ribs going to the other side. Kind of what we said earlier when we were sitting, how the back ribs move back. Now we want to move the ribs to the side by creating an elongated space on both sides. So here I would shortening the distance between my hips and ribs, and it actually feels uncomfortable. But if I take the length and then go to the side, I have a lot more side bend and it feels a lot better in my body. Use your exhale to go there. And same on the other side. After 2, 3 breaths on both sides, you can bring it down. Let's see how I can show you this best. I think I'll show you the front and the side, but we want to use the chair to get a little bit comfortable in our side bends. So my left leg is more in the center of the chair, and I'm going to use my right leg out up to the side, so it feels a little twisted. And same on the other side. But I really feel the same rib engagement that I felt in the drill that we did standing. I'll show it from the side as well. So this left foot is more in the center, and this right one goes up. And here I'm really leaning with the hip over to feel the crunch in the side. So here my leg is straight up to the ceiling. I open into the straddle, and then I feel more weight on my left shoulder and in the side position. A couple on each side is enough to do. I think a chair has quite a nice height. Make sure the shoulders are not twisting too much. Find the leg in a straddle over to the other wall, Josie. Your leg is in the wrong rotation. Now this more straddle to not the window side. Right now your leg is going to the window, but you want to open it, but with the toes pointing to the other wall.
And where's the weight? On the window side or on the other side?
On the other side, on the window side.
Okay.
Yeah. So it will feel very twisted. Like the weight should be on the side where the leg is on the chair. So my weight was on the left side when my left foot was on the chair. Nice. Yeah, that's good. Nice. Really see how you can get that top hip nice and over. Nice. Good. It's also just mimicking in a very good way, like kind of how much weight there is on your shoulder when you stack your body weight on top of it. So there's different side bends. I don't know if all of you are aware of this, but I want to work today with more like a twisted variation. Let's see if I can not kick anything. So we're in our straddle. We can go to the side wherever my body says, okay, this is the max side bend. And then I can move the leg a bit more to the center, kind of what you did with the chair now, and then bring it back instead of really being just perpendicular in one line. So wherever your side bend is, you go as low as it's possible, and then it's kind of like a little windmill action. So the leg comes more to the front. And then you try to unscrew it as well on the way back. Usually with that little twist, your foot also goes a little deeper. Nice. Focus on that top leg, keeping you with your hip on top of your shoulder. Nice. Really nice. Those legs in the straddle. Maybe I have another one for you seated also to understand. So we want to go to the side and then kind of twist in between our legs, right? It's not just the side. Then we also create a twist to get this leg lower. So if my my legs are my straddle position, I go to the side first, and then the straddle stays the same. I'm just trying to get my leg more in the height of my belly button. And really break it in pieces. It feels easier to keep the hip on top if I'm first going to the side and then doing the twist, instead of trying to do the twist and the side bend in one motion. My hip always falls down on the belly side. I'll go, twist, and then see if you have a little bit more space to go lower. I feel the whole work kind of in my rib cage. Do your best to keep the straddle the same at all times. Looks much better from the movement. Even if you fall down, don't worry about it. Try to just do what you did on your feet. Feeling right now in the top leg that keeps your hip on top is the same principle in your like side press when you do like a puppy press with straight legs. The top leg that now helps you to keep the hip on top is your starting position there. Nice. Yeah, focus on the top leg, keeping you there. Nice. Good. Yes, nice. Really nice. Feels a little bit like a helicopter that twists and untwists. Super good. Now, if you want to try one time to just feel the similarity of the movement, when you're in your straddle, you're doing your side bend and then your twist, to just use this as like a cartwheel exit, where you then either land like this or you can bring the leg down. I was just worried I'm gonna kick the side of the balcony. Um, yeah, try to one time on each side, use it as an exit as slow as you can. See how slow you can make it by keeping the top leg towards the ceiling. Nice alignment. Yes. Nice. Now you feel also like how much space you still have to like keep that top leg back to land close to your body. Your top leg is counterbalancing you. Nice. Very nice. Nice. Okay. You do one last one. Need to do it. Nice. That's Nina. Really nice. Yeah, at the end of the day, all the handstand moves are quite the same. And the legs are decoration depending where we decide to go, but the structure we put underneath is really always the same. And I want to do a little bit of weight shifts, but more with the concept of just playing with it. Um, so let's say we're in a straddle forward fold to just mimic what we're doing. I just want to kind of rock a bit from side to side. And what I want to avoid in the rocking is that the shoulders go out, right? So there's a moment where you really when you feel the hips going over, we have to push a lot through the inside and then land back, push a lot through the inside. And you don't necessarily right now have to lift the hands. I just want you all to connect to that inner part that gets your shoulder in. This is also going to help you in your normal handstands to find the activation pushing through the thumb side to get your shoulder in and in place. So you could also do this quite close to the wall and just letting the hips fall a bit and feel the push on the inside of your thumb. Bring it back, pushing on the inside of the thumb as the hips go over, and just see how that going right to left feels only good in your shoulder when you have that inside push. Of course, also feel free to do it free in the room if that feels comfortable. But for now, I rather want you to focus on feeling that push through this part of your hand. Or maybe take the balance out of the equation to just feel what I'm talking about. Inside push of your hand should lock your elbow and put your shoulder in the right position. Nice. Inside thumb. Ground that inside thumb. Nice. Good. Hips come over and you push through the inside of your thumb. Nice. How much that inside hand helps you to not let the hip kind of fall out to the side. If we don't have that connection on the inside and this part kind of lifts off, the shoulder is not able to brace on the outside and it will just make our hips and legs drift outside of our body. Try one more time. Nice. It's a little bit of fight because the body, of course, wants to lift up here. So we have to resist against. Nice. Looks great. That's why I like that handstand with the hands closer together because we also have to use that inside push of the hand a lot more. If the hand's a bit wider, we can cheat that push a lot easier. Nice. Push, let's come down. Nice. All your shoulders look a lot better like this. Nice. And that's also the same in the side bends. You probably feel like the weight is shifting to the outside of the hand, but to help your shoulder, you want to keep the weight on the inside of the hands. It will also protect your wrist in the long run. Looks like everyone found it. I'm super happy to see. And that should give all of your side bends or weight shifts a lot more stability. And maybe to close off today, we'll sit close-ish to the wall on our heels. And I want to go back to the concept that we did in the beginning, just moving with the chest, but keeping the lower back long instead of making it short. So I want you to think of reaching the chest to the ceiling and the hands back. So the chest drives up, the hands go back without dumping the weight in the lower back. And depending on your flexibility, if you want a bit more space, it should feel like your back is making a really nice long curve, not a short curve that looks steeper, but actually is not good for our back. So the navel still lifts into the spine. And when the hands go towards the wall, because we're still connected to the core, it's easy to sit back up again. Kind of lengthening up and using your exhale. Drop. All the work should be in the thoracic spine. My flexibility teacher likes to say move the space where you're bending 3 vertebrae up to where you feel it now. And I really like that image to bring it a lot higher because we need to bring the mobilization more up in our spine. Then with the wall or without, try to do the same in your tuck hollow back. So if you want to work with the wall, make sure you have enough space. The feet are quite high. You don't want to just sit the butt back. You want to move the chest forward, and the butt moves back because we're moving the chest forward. We're not just hanging out here. Our shoulders and thoracic spine actually doesn't get any work. We want the work in the chest. See if you can initiate that movement just from the chest. And feel good in your lower back. This one you can take a couple palms away from the wall to have the space with the chest. Only the toes touching. So you have ability in the rest of your body. Nice. Nice away from the wall. Relax the head and neck, especially if you're working with the wall. Try to just feel the stretch in the front. Thank you. I personally also like to rock in and out of it. Just teach my body where I want it to be and where it tends to be. My body always wants to hang out in closed shoulder position. I really need to invite that opening in my shoulders. Try you can breathe. I would say we'll take a little moment actually to do a kind of weird conditioning exercise for the lower ribs and core as we're pushing our hands into the wall. First thing I want to do with the knees bent is I'm grounding my ribs down, my lower belly falls into the lower back, and then I'm going to try to lift my leg up. I'm not trying to pull it because automatically my core would come out. So I'm just trying to let my knee come onto my belly by creating that space. I feel like it helps when I'm also pulling with the lower leg towards my butt to feel the back of the body. 3 on each side is enough. Keep the belly button into the spine. What we talked about a lot in the beginning is just moving the lower ribs back and letting the navel also fall back into the spine to create that straight body in the lower back. So I find this exercise really helpful to create that same awareness in my lower body. Let's take a moment to stretch out our forearms by bringing the fingertips towards us. If rocking forward and back feels good, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, stay in a more static position. And then come down on your elbows. Same idea here. Hands are together over your head. Go a few times by pushing into the elbows and sinking with the chest end. Armpits closed, armpits open. And in the last one, just stay with the armpits open. Take 3 long breaths. Feel free to take as much time as you need to let your body relax from today's session. Thank you all for joining.